I've made a mistake. So since we have those two posts out there that are about door width apart, I thought it'd be great to make a human-sized gate for them so that if a human's going in or out, we won't have to unlock a whole side, open it up, and all that stuff. And this way we can lock the gate, the big gate, from the inside. So I can use the scraps from the big gate, which is fantastic. And I have a few pieces of wood here that I can use for the sides. So this gate will be about 29 inches wide and 4 feet tall, for the frame at least, just like the other pieces. The cedar pickets will make it taller, but the frame itself will be 4 feet tall. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the big gate with the half flap joints because I have made one other gate before, as you saw in the last video. What you didn't see is that it doesn't latch perfectly well anymore. It's probably sagged a bit and, you know, to be expected. But I'd like to avoid that with this one. So half flap joints are definitely the way to go. And since it's small, I'm not sure if I want to do a diagonal brace or not. I don't know if it's necessary. It's only going to be 29 inches wide, so I think I might leave that off. And then in the future, if it seems to be sagging a bit, we'll know immediately because it's going to fit in between the posts instead of being like on top. So if that happens, I think I can go in and do corner braces instead of a whole big diagonal one. And since I don't want to sacrifice a whole nother board for it, yeah, we'll just wait on that. We'll wait and see what happens if we need it. For now, I'm just gonna do square frame, half lap joints, and I do have one last picket. One. They still have not come back in stock, the ones that are on sale, unfortunately. It is Wednesday. I said I'd wait till Wednesday. They're not back, so we both kind of feel like we want this enclosed, we want it done. We want to be able to shove the dogs outside and shut the door and know that they're not going to run off. So it's probably worth it just to spend a little bit extra to have it done. So we'll probably do that this weekend. Not right now because there's literally a heat advisory right now. This is about as far as I can go right now for today. But I think I'll be able to do the frame, put that picket on the side with the hinges, and then put the hinge on the post. So let's cut some wood. Okay, so for assembly, I'm just going to put 4 screws in each corner, and this is exactly what I did for the other gate frame. The only thing is that I have to make sure I know which side I want to be hidden. Which side's the ugly side? I think it's going to be the one with this giant knot. So this will be the side that needs to have the screws on it, showing. They won't show on the other side, because this is the side that's gonna have the cedar pickets on top of it. So all this stuff's gonna get covered up. Okay, so I'm gonna use my square to make sure that everything is at an exact 90-degree angle. I'm gonna clamp them down and then screw them in. I'm going to screw in the other 2 corners, and then we will see if it needs extra corner bracing, because I want to make sure that I know before I put it up. This is a very scientific test I'm about to do, and it involves me standing on the bottom of the frame while trying to get it to rack. I don't think it's moving. This seems pretty sturdy, like she ain't wiggling or wobbling or nothing. So I'm gonna say with certainty that I might regret a few years, but right now, with certainty, I'm not gonna need any corner bracing because these are tight. So now in order to actually hang it up, I have to put that cedar board on it first, because just like with the other gate, the hinge will go on top of the cedar. So I need to go measure it and see how far off the ground I want everything. So I measured and I changed my mind. I thought I was gonna have this frame match up with the other frame, and so the hinges would be in line and I would just have to move where the pickets are, but that would leave like that much space at the bottom, and I feel like that's too much space. A cat could get under there really easily, and maybe Riza because she's small. So I'm just gonna put this picket on equally. I'm going to have it so where there's equal amount at the top and the bottom from the frame. And I think it's a little bit more sturdy that way too, because Riza is kind of a beast when she wants to be. And I feel like if I had a good 17 inches of picket hanging below this frame, she would figure a way to bust out because she's a husky, and that is what they do. So let's just put it on, see what happens. I don't even know if it's long enough or wide enough really, but I think these pickets, I think this will overhang the picket, but that's what happened with the other ones and I just kind of ignored it. I think it'll be enough that I can screw this in and hang this up, and then when I do get the rest of the pickets, I can take the screws out, slip in the new pickets underneath, and then screw it back in. I thought it would be the right way to have it like this when I marked for the holes. No, because look, this needs to be on the post. Hopefully these other accident holes will be hidden when I move this way. It's always got to be something that goes wrong. I can't think of all the variables. I'm not a professional. But you know what? I can always just fix it. So it's not like it's a big deal. It's just some extra time and a learning experience. Learn not to trust myself, that's what. Theoretically, this will swing out like that. Okay, do the other side the same way. So what did we learn today? We learned that lap joints are incredible. Well, that wasn't really a learn. That was more like a confirm. We did learn not to trust the technical writers who write the instructions. I'm gonna go hang this up. Why can't anything be as easy and simple as I imagine it to be? I have like 2 extra holes in here where it wasn't correct because I assumed. It's always my own fault. Also, I had to take this all apart and cut some off the ends of the top and bottom because it was a little too big. And like I measured and I cut it shorter, so I don't know how that happened. Lack of instructions, that's what I'm gonna go with. Nobody ever gives me instructions for these things. I have to make up my own and then learn from my mistakes. So anyway, it's still a little rubby at the bottom. But figured out the tension pins, and it's like the slightest bit of a rub. I think I can come out here with like a sandpaper or a rasp or something and just shave it down. It's like the slightest amount. I don't even know if I can get it to show. Like right there. I think if I take like this off, just a hair. Because when it's like this, there's enough clearance. It's just right there. Right there. Whatever, it'll keep it closed for now, and that's fine. So the next thing will be to get the rest of the pickets and get them all on there. And that, I'm not gonna jinx it by saying it should go quick, because this did not go quick and it should have, but at least I've done the pickets before, so I know what to expect. This is something I've never really done, so. But that will be another video. Thank you for watching. See you then.